Welcome to the Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with hosts Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks.
Welcome back, Sydney.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Sydney wasn't feeling good, and then a week later, I got horrendously sick. You can probably still hear it in my voice. A week before we're supposed to leave for Iceland.
Yeah, I just had a cold. She got like a sinus infection.
Yeah. So talk about the horror. The stuff that was coming out of my nose is not pleasant. Anyway, so I'm starting to feel better. We leave for Iceland in 4 days, technically. And I just got my rain pants, and they're a child size. So now I'm screwed. But that's all right. I'll figure it out.
Well, if the weather stays...
Yeah, but it could still rain and be windy. And that wind whips right through you.
We'll just have to bring an extra pair of pants.
I'm just going to go, I think, to Walmart and get some frog togs or whatever they're called.
I don't know what that is.
They're like a rain suit thing. I'm going to end up spending $60 on the good ones because the other ones feel plasticky and weird and freak me out a little bit.
What?
Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe you could rent something in Iceland.
I don't want to rent anything. I'll just get frog togs and I'll have them. Or I can just wear my water-resistant pants and pray I don't get soaked. They say even by the waterfalls you get wet. So I need to go get some rain pants. It's fine. I'll spend what I have to. But anyway, so now that we've rambled on, we're just,
We're so excited.
We are so excited.
It was hard-earned.
Yes.
We deserve it.
I still can't smell or taste, but I'm hoping in 3 days I'll be able to. Fingers
will.
crossed.
You will.
Yes.
It'll be great.
Anyway.
So we are talking about 2 short stories by Edgar Allan Poe.
And we're going to have 2 separate episodes. So you'll get Sydney's first, and then the following week you'll get mine.
So they're just real quick. Sorry they're not as long as usual. But we haven't been feeling good, and we want to have these ready for when we're gone, and so that way you guys don't miss us too much.
Exactly. Forget about who we are.
Okay, so I decided to talk about The Pit and the Pendulum because I remember reading it when I was in middle school and being so enamored by it.
Really?
I had never read anything like it. I was very edgy.
I can see that.
But
Edgar Allan Poe, his stuff is just weird. I mean, it's different, and when it gets thrown at you, you're like, hey, wait, wow. This is definitely different.
The Pit and the Pendulum, too, is kind of an outlier in Poe's works because it doesn't have any, like, the horror of it isn't helped by anything supernatural.
Yeah.
Because it's actually about the Inquisition. So, it's not historically accurate at all. So, I don't want you to think that it is, because it's not. I think he was just like, that sounds fucked up. Let me throw that in there. So, it's the main character, the narrator. It's in first person. He's never named. He's brought before this tribunal of judges. And they don't ever say what his crimes are either, which I thought was interesting. I mean, probably Poe was just like, I don't care about getting into it. But
right.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, is this person innocent or not? This doesn't really say.
Huh.
Like
that adds to the mystery, I suppose.
Yeah, the narrator never tries to say that he's innocent or never has thoughts like that either.
Huh.
So the first thing that happens is they put him in this room, and he just has to watch. He's left alone, and he just has to watch as these candles burn down to nothing. And then he's in the darkness for a very long time. And he He faints a lot in this, by the way. Like, he just passes out.
Okay.
Periodically, like, he's just like, I fainted. And when I woke up, things were weird.
Oh, it's okay.
That happens like 4 times in the story.
And then I fainted again.
He wakes up and it's totally dark, and he thinks that he's in a tomb because of how dark it is, but he later discovers that it's actually a cell. He actually tries to map around how big the cell is, but he ends up passing out before he can, like, complete a whole circuit. Because they're not feeding him or giving him any water. Like, in the background, he's always having these thoughts about how he's hungry and thirsty, and he actually takes a scrap of his clothes and puts it on the wall so that way he can know when he makes a full circuit. So he does that, and it's like 100 paces, so not very big. He passes out again. He actually discovers food this time, food and water. He tries to measure again to see if it changed when he was asleep. And then he tries to cross the room, like go from one wall to another. But he actually trips, and that saves him because on one end of the room that he's in is a pit.
Oh.
Yeah. So he almost fell in that, and that would have been bad.
No, that would have been really bad.
He has a lot of dread surrounding this pit because he knows that it's there, and he can feel like the oppressive weight of it, but he doesn't know how deep it is. And actually rats start to climb up.
See, that would just...
From the pit.
I couldn't do it. Nope.
There's definitely like a whole level of intensity when you're reading this. Because, I mean, for as short as it is, I do feel that it packs a punch. Because just imagining being in this completely pitch dark place and there's a hole in the floor, like a pit, and the rats climb up from it, and you don't know how deep it is. Like, it sounds really scary.
No, I would be terrified. You can't see. It's dark. You don't know what's coming. Oh, no.
So at that point, he actually he faints again. And when he wakes up, he discovers that the prison that he's in is slightly illuminated now. And he's actually strapped to a wooden frame on his back facing the ceiling. And above him is like this painting of Father Time that's holding a pendulum. And the pendulum is swinging back and forth, slowly descending. And the only reason why he knows it's getting closer is because he can hear it drop. So like it swings and then it goes swings, swings.
Oh, dude. No.
So he realizes that, okay, I escaped falling in the pit, but now I'm stuck underneath this pendulum. And it's gonna get me. Now, I just want to put this in perspective too, because it's like, this is what's so fucked up about it, is that it would be a really slow death. Because it would only very lightly cut you, and then it would cut you slightly deeper, and then slightly deeper and slightly deeper. Like, that has to be one of the worst ways to die ever.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're just dying, and there's no way to...
So he's actually able to smear some leftover food. Like, he's able to, like, smear the ropes into some food, and the rats chew through it, and he's able to escape.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, he's able to escape from the pendulum, like, right before it starts to cut him. Like, it's pretty down to the wire. The pendulum then just rises up through the ceiling, and then the walls start to move inwards, and they turn burning hot.
Oh.
So not only is the cell closing in around him, but it's like extremely hot. So he's gonna get smeared and cooked alive. It's actually kind of slowly forcing him to the center of the room and into where the pit is. So he's like literally about to fall into the pit when the walls start retracting, and he can hear the French army recapture the city. And he's saved.
Wow. So that's it? He's just saved?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, it has a better ending than most of Poe's stories,
yeah,
too.
I would say, huh?
What I found it to be interesting about this, too, is the narrator kind of considers just pitching himself into the pit of his own volition.
Well, yeah, because you're being terrorized and...
What would you have done? Do you think you would have...
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'd probably just died of a heart attack. I wouldn't have been fainting. I just
Because it's
would have
like
died.
you don't know for sure how deep the pit is. So it could be miles deep and you would totally be smeared upon impact. Like you would die instantly.
Yeah.
Or there could be a bunch of sharp rocks and stuff because the rats climb up it somehow, right? So there has to be something. So you just have no idea how deep it is.
Oh, that's horrible.
And if getting into, like, pitching yourself into it would actually kill you. Or if you'd just be paralyzed and then have to watch as rats eat your body.
Oh, that's gross.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's horrible, but good. Ugh.
Yeah. This has been adapted into several movies. It's been on TV shows. Like, the Flintstones kind of referenced it at one point, I guess. It's super short, so it's not like they can make it into like a feature-length film. Most of the adaptations that have happened have been like short animated stop motion stuff, or if I think there was one that said that it was like this part, that the Pit and the Pendulum story in its entirety ended up being like the whole third act, basically. So it was just literally the finale of the movie.
Really?
So, yeah. But again, it's an outlier anyway, because it has a good ending. I mean, he's freed.
Yeah, because most things don't go people's way in
and
Edgar Allen Poe's stories.
Yeah, and then there's no supernatural element to it at all. So, yeah.
Mine, there's no supernatural element to it either.
It's just him going crazy.
It's just him going crazy.
I do love the Telltale Heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's The Pit and the Pendulum. Have you guys read it? Did you like it? If you didn't like it, tell us why. What's your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story?
Yeah. And what would you have done if you were locked in the room? Would you jump in the pit? Would you have thought to, like, put the rope across food to let the rats eat through it? I'm not sure I would have. That was pretty, like, genius.
I don't know, because you think about them like they're chewing on your food. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would make the connection. I think now that I've read this story, I would have made, I would make the connection. But
Yeah, for sure.
you know, there was a episode of Criminal Minds that I watched recently. I just had it on in the background while I did laundry. And this guy would make a bunch of cuts on the victim and then just let rats into the room, so they would like slowly get eaten alive by rats.
That's horrible, too. God, I can't. No. Ugh. Rodents eating me alive just freaks me out really bad. I can't even imagine the fear.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you're into horror, like you're interested in it and you watch and consume a lot of horror media, like you just start to really appreciate the mercy of a quick death.
Right? Yeah, for sure. It's like, oh, I hope I just die. I'm so sad.
Like, just hit me over the head with the shovel, please.
Let me go. It'll all be good. Please, let me die.
Just slip away in my sleep. That's the ideal world, right? Edgar Allan Poe.
What a freak.
He was a freaky. He was a freaky little man.